Good day, how y'all doing? Just a couple of things here I want to discuss. And the first one is I would like to remind people, I'm reminding people, I have said often I would not take action based solely on the information provided in our videos here on YouTube or any of the other platforms. It is not complete. I explained why in previous videos. We will not and cannot provide all of the particulars here in a public platform. There's always more to the story for understanding of the concepts, the principles, and the strategies, and people need to get that. It's why we offer an information package. These videos are an ongoing dialogue, and without an information package, you have not the full context of what is being said in these videos. You're missing bits and pieces of this, and a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you got the full recipe there. You only got part of it. And furthermore, anything not of God is dead. A person is a graven image. Dead. It is dead because it is not of God. Does God not say in the Bible several times, He's not a respecter of persons, fictional beings? God did not breathe life into the person. God breathed life into the man. Remember, man is man. If man puts on a hat, some other thing, then he's no longer a man. He is, but he isn't. He's appearing in person. God recognizes His creation and rules over it by way of His laws, the laws of life. Unfortunately, a lot of people are ignorant of those. Law of gravity, law of cause and effect, law of one, law of love, law of no trespass, law of forgiveness. These are laws that are in effect on men and women and children 24/7, 365. And when God spoke of the resurrection of the dead, He was not referring to those bodies that are physically dead, but the men and the women here and now who made unto themselves a graven image, a graven identity. Think of all those titles people go by. Not one of them is of God. Judge, federal judge, post-to-court judge, driver, tenant, debtor, borrower. And things you see in legislation. God didn't create them. They're all dead. They're graven images, every single solitary one of them. The man-made governments, on the other hand, they create and recognize their creations, persons. They rule over the persons by way of the acts of the parliaments, of the legislatures, of Congress, so on and so forth. This is the counterfeit of the real world. It's all fiction. It's all here. It's make-believe. Make them believe. Did you used to believe in Santa Claus? Do you still believe in Santa Claus now? I have said repeatedly, trying to fit man into this system, this legal system, is a waste of time. It's a blanket statement. It is a waste of time. In the previous video, when I said, look at it that she, buying through the estate is the creditor bank, I qualified it with buying through the estate, meaning by means of. They see the estate in the legal system, in securities legislation, not man, not women. So, buying through the estate. I'm not saying that she physically in the system is the creditor. The estate is what they see. Man's not there, right? Simple stuff. The estate backed by your labor is the ultimate security. It is stated in the securities legislation. The birth certificate is claimed to the interest, being the estate represented by the foundational security, the financial asset. It is also stated in the securities legislation. It is the person named on the birth certificate that can claim a securities entitlement. But we're not persons, and we're not trying to fit man into a dead system, right? It's a waste of time. Man cannot make that claim. That's why we use a proxy under our control to secure our interest in the estate, the account represented by the foundation security being the registration of live birth. People need to listen to the words, pay attention to the words. And any words, if you're not sure, like fiction, look up the word fiction. Look up the word fiction. See what fictional. See where they take you. Artificial. Look at these words. Understand. Go on the internet. Ask around. Get it from the source, the experts. There's a fellow out there recently talking about the coroner, the corona, and all that sort of stuff. And I'm not sure. I'm not going to mention any names here. But I actually had an opportunity of somebody contacted me the other day who had received this coroner thing, this affidavit that's to be sent to the coroners and some other offices. So I looked at it, and first off, it's not even an affidavit, but nevertheless, here's the flaws that I see. He has man down as the beneficiary of an artificial person, a dead fiction, Think about that. What the heck can the living get from the dead? See, our heads are still messed up in the two worlds here. We haven't discerned yet fact from fiction, and people are sending these communications in. He also has the live man and the women making a special appearance in Wonderland, the land of dead fictions. People, fictions have no basis in reality. Think about that. Think about it. Just think about it. That's why I said the part about God. If it's not of God, it's dead. It has no life because God didn't breathe life into it. Haven't got Marv here, but clearly you can see Marv when he was here. There's no life in that. That is not of God. Sure, it's made from God's dust, but God did not breathe life into it, so it's dead. And like I say, you call yourself this, you call yourself that, you call yourself this. All these different titles people claim to be, these different things. God didn't create any of them. He didn't breathe life into any of them. That's all part of that fictional Wonderland bullshit counterfeit reality. Clearly. Discern, people. You need to really think about that. Sorry, I shouldn't say you need to, but I highly recommend you do, to think the difference between a secular, I'm alive, I live, I breathe, I eat, I bleed, I sleep, I rest, I poop. We poop. Sometimes we get pooped out. Tired, you know what I'm saying? It's just a lovely day here. The sun is beaming. We've gone from winter to spring, or pardon me, to summer, just like that, and it's stunning, absolutely stunning. Now this part here, this is for people who think they're going to use the laws of God in court. I know they have the Bible in there, but that's a bit of a deception. Just give you an idea here. You, sir, looking at the prosecutor, are you here as yourself, or do you represent the Queen? I represent the Queen. And you, sir, looking at the judge, are you here as yourself, or do you represent the Queen? The Queen. Your Queen Elizabeth, she promised to uphold the laws of God during her coronation ceremony, a requirement to sit as Queen. To the prosecutor and to the judge, as representatives of the Queen, do you uphold the laws of God in this courtroom, yes or no? No. Okay, thank you. So it is a lie then, a deception, a fraud. I see the heading in your Charter of Rights and Freedoms. It says Canada is founded on the supremacy of God and the rule of law. Based on your previous answer, the bit about the supremacy of God in the Charter, is that another lie, a deception, a fraud, or is God supreme in this courtroom? They will say, no, God is not supreme in this courtroom. I've told you, Supreme Court of Canada said there's no place for God in a democracy. There's another one. When you make a promise, you sign a promise to appear, or you promise to appear in court. You walk up to the judge, Your Honor, am I really here, or do I appear to be here? You appear to be here. Oh, I cannot be what I appear to be. So more fraud, lies, and deception. See, this is the point about using the deceptions and turning them back on them. This is where the strategy comes in, and that's going to be a big part people are going to have to figure out or learn. We've talked about it quite a bit here, and some of our Zoom recordings, but just think about things. Okay, so anyhow, to finish up with this. Okay, thank you. So what kind of court of justice is this? Seems there's a lot of deception. Is that legal? Fraud? Deception? Would it be accurate to refer to this court as a court of bullshit, lies, and deception? Seriously, people. Yeah, if you ask them right off the hop, if you're thinking you're going to use God in that courtroom, but the point is to point out that they are liars, deceivers. The whole thing's a deception. Do you really want to partake in that? No, don't. I'm not suggesting you take this verbiage here and run into court and start doing this. Not without thinking it through. There's a strategy here. It's not just this, and you can't. You have to think things through. You got to get a basis of the understanding, an inner understanding, before you go ahead and do anything. And that's why I started this video. I highly recommend that people do not act on information, solely on information provided or that they see and hear in these videos. I would not do it. I would not do it. Been there, done that. Acting on incomplete information like the people there at the corner thing. Come on. Come on. Beneficiary of a dead fiction. Seriously. As I say, fictions, they don't exist. Yeah, you could say, well, I can see it on paper, and I can see it here in my mind, but that's not what we're talking about here. First off, like I said, if God didn't create it, it's dead. Secondly, you'll never get a fiction to appear in court. Canada will never appear in court. It can't. It'll have a representative appear for this thing, but Canada can never appear. Neither can the United States of America. Can't appear. These fictional things are not real. Men, women, Your children, the birds, the bees, the apples, the fruits, the trees, the grass, the worms, the bugs, that's real. That's got life in it. You move around, right? They can speak for themselves and think for themselves. Fictions cannot possibly do that. They need representation. So you'll never, ever meet your true accuser, but you can ask to meet your accuser. I want to talk to Canada. I want Canada. No, you're representative. I want Canada here. Oh, what do you mean there is no Canada? I got a claim here from Canada. Now you're telling me there is no Canada? So this is a bogus claim. Is that right? Follow me here, people? All of this is part of a Reclaim Your Securities information package. And by the way, under every single solitary one of our videos here on YouTube, we have a link to our blog. And there's a main page to the blog. You can read some verbiage there. But there's also 3 buttons there, clearly marked, big buttons. Click here, 3 of them. I recommend if you're interested, you click on those buttons. It's additional information in there, right? Give you an idea of what we're talking about here and perspectives and stuff. More information anyhow. So it's amazing how many people go to the blog and they don't click on those big buttons right in the middle of the page. Part of doing research, you got to click on every button there. You don't want to leave any stone unturned. It's part of the thinking anyhow, the methodology. I think I'm done here. It said all I came to say here today. Just let me check my notes and make sure of that. Thank you. And I can't go into full detail here because we're in the public, but often you're asked for your name, date of birth, so on and so forth. Did you ever think just to give them the registration number? And I'll let you ponder on that, why that might be, why you don't even want to give them the registration number. What's the significance of giving them the registration number instead of saying my name is, and my date of birth is, and I was born on such and such a date, so and so and so forth, over here. Think about that. Why would I give them just the registration number? What's the significance of that? It is very significant. You don't want the target on your back, right? Registration number. Yeah, I said enough. That's it. I'm done. I just said all I had to say. It's a beautiful day, and I'm going to go out there, and I'm going, well, I am enjoying it. Just taking a break here between, this is clip 6 or 7, I forget here. But, God bless. Love you. Light of God never fails. Not possible. Stick to reality, people. Start to discern the fiction, and when you hear the word person come out of your mouth, change it to man or woman. Him or her, man, woman, male, female, that way, that kind of stuff. Focus more on reality. It's up to you. God bless. Love you. Ciao.